Adam Kinzinger is a former congressman from Illinois. He served as a Republican, and he's had a little bit of a divorce from the Republican Party lately, a falling out, and a lot of that is due to Donald Trump. So now he's actually kind of indicating that he's more of a Democrat. So this is an article from The Hill. Kinzinger on changed GOP. Quote, "I'm probably closer to a Democrat now." Adam Kinzinger reflected on the changed Republican Party, saying he finds himself being probably closer to a Democrat now politically, arguing the Democratic Party is better aligned with him on foreign policy. Quote, "The thing that surprised me most with this, and here's a funny thing about the last couple of years, I've built these new alliances, like I've realized I'm probably closer to a Democrat now because of how the Republican Party has changed." Kinzinger, a vocal critic of President-elect Trump, said in an interview with Forbes that was published on Friday. Quote, "The Democrats are now the party that's defending America's role in the world, defending Ukraine, which I'm really passionate about," he added. The former lawmaker who served in Congress from 2011 to 2023 spoke to Forbes about, quote, "The Last Republican," a documentary outlining his effort to hold President-elect Trump accountable for the January 6th insurrection. Kinzinger was one of 10 House GOP lawmakers to vote to impeach Trump for his alleged role in the January 6th attack. He was also one of 2 House Republicans, alongside Liz Cheney, to vote for the creation of the House committee that investigated the January 6th attack. Both served on the panel. The former lawmaker has been critical of the modern GOP and has endorsed Vice President Harris during her unsuccessful run for the White House. Kinzinger said during the interview that he knew that violence would take place at the Capitol on January 6th, and for that reason, he had a firearm on hand. While stating he is unhappy with Trump's triumph in the 2024 election, Kinzinger thinks there's one upside to the Republican candidate's win over Harris, that the public will distance themselves from the president-elect and his movement. So, yeah, I think he should just go and become a registered Democrat at this point. I mean, it's like, come on, dude. The party hates you. The party has moved so far from the ideals that you thought it had. The foreign policy angle is interesting because I actually feel like a foreign policy is one of the less compelling reasons to be like, oh, that's it, I need to join the Democratic Party. I think that both parties have a lot to go after when it comes to foreign policy, and they're all too similar at times. But yeah, I think the GOP has definitely become a lot more sympathetic to Putin, the GOP, as well as the far-right base of the Republican Party. They'll say, oh, you don't like Russia? Well, you're just a Ukraine simp and you're a neocon then. You can't support helping out Ukraine even though they were invaded by Russia in 2022 and they just want to defend themselves. You are a neocon because you support this. And funny enough, they just never criticize Putin. Like, you will almost never find some of these hard right Republican types criticizing Putin. Even the old guard, you know, the establishment types of the Republican Party, they'll criticize Putin, don't get me wrong. Mike Pence on the Republican debate stage in 2024's primary even said, yeah, Putin's a communist and a killer and a dictator. But the modern GOP, the hard right faction of it, they're pretty darn sympathetic to Putin. And Tulsi Gabbard, again, you know, being possibly in Trump's cabinet, that could again spell concern for possibly an overly Putin sympathetic presidential team, overly sympathetic administration to Putin. I don't know for sure what Trump's going to do on Russia, but yeah. So Kinzinger, I understand him on a lot of issues, what he's saying about, yeah, I'm more sympathetic to the Democrats, though I don't know so much about the foreign policy angle to that. I have a hard time saying whether I really agree with either party more than the other. But yeah, Kinzinger spoke at the DNC. It's like, dude, time is ticking. Just call yourself a Democrat now. Just do it, man. And you know what? John Fetterman will go and become a MAGA Republican and lick Trump's boots forever in the Senate. But you can join the Democratic Party where it's not a cult and where people kind of just, you know, vote for policies that they think are good and will help the country. And they make mistakes sometimes, of course, but yeah, they're not a cult. They're just generally normal people who don't bend over backwards to defend their dear leader. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Kinzinger and his transition to being more Democratic Party friendly. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this. As always, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you in the next video. Please do leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And have a great, happy new year. I hope your 2025 is off to a fantastic start. We're working on getting more political content out there, keeping things going here at the Morris the Merrier, and we look forward to satisfying you throughout the rest of 2025 and beyond. Thank you so much.